Good evening, race fans. Welcome into the Congenital Heart Defect Awareness 180. We're coming off of turn number 4. Sartaj man, Dylan Herberton going to lead us down to the green flag. Got Art in the booth here as well. How are we doing tonight?
I think we're doing better than some of these drivers. A big old checkup in the back. A lot of confusion on what's happening in the race.
Yeah, 2x2. Sartaj man has a nose ahead of Dylan Herberton. Going to be 2x2. Second on back. They all made it through turn number 2.
It's a lot of twos.
Into 3 and 4 for the first time. Brandon Bowers surging on that high side. Last week's winner, Zach Amon, trying to pick up spots as well. It's a complete lap number 1.
We are 3 wide through the trial.
Already up on this first lap, Joshua McQuiggan is up 3 spots. Hunter Rupp up 3 spots as well. Last week's winner, Zach Amon, he's up 1, side-by-side, battling away with Drew Jawah for the 4th position. But it is Dylan Herberton out front. Sartaj man lost 2 spots on the second lap of the race in that new fresh 36 YG Media Ford Mustang. We're lap number 3 here, side-by-side action, right inside the top 10.
I'm actually kind of curious as to what's happening with the fuel, considering we did like 4 or 5 laps under pacing, trying to get everything worked out.
Absolutely. Also had a moment of silence as well. Matt Tatum sponsored this evening's race, the Congenital Heart Defect Awareness 180. His daughter, Charlotte, having suffered from that disease, passed away in 2018. So our thoughts go out to him and his family, and we thank him for sponsoring tonight's race and making known this is he's 3 wide further back. But definitely a big shout out to Matt Tatum and his family.
It was a 42 of Jarrett Talmadge who made a little bit of contact to the outside wall before entering turn 1. A lot of drivers real feisty right now.
He's side by side with the 61 machine there.
The 2 machine below the line there. I think he got knocked onto the apron.
The 2 machine Justin L. Johnson. That was Max Urek. Hunter Rupp going at it. 3 wide on the tri-oval again. James Jimmy Fillers in the 66 getting tight off of turn number 2. 66 trying to use that momentum on the outside. Lieutenant James Jimmy Fillers trying to use that shortest way around the racetrack. Timothy J. Moore and the 15 of Travis DeLeon getting involved as well. This has been a caution-free 7 laps. They've made it through that cold tire phase. Brandon Bowers has closed that gap now to just 1 car length. Sartaj man right there as well. Tyler Davala sitting in the 4th position. He's up 3 spots. So 2 YJ cars in the top 4.
Always good for us.
Quickest man on the racetrack last lap was Thomas Green, a 2-time winner already this year. Looking to get back to his winning ways. He sits in the 8th position.
Isn't Travis the one that has protest the 15 as his username? Why is that username saying good luck Travis? Is he telling himself to have good luck in the middle of the race?
Man sitting in the 16th position and is typing out messages of encouragement to himself. Very nice. But Brandon Bowers all over the back bumper. Dylan Herberton right in his tire tracks, not letting him get away. As it is pretty much single file, but there goes
Mark Frimpong battling Drew Jawah.
And that 18 machine looking to the low side through turns 3 and 4.
Oh, he's getting pushed through the trial, but we're bump drive 3 wide into turn 1.
Drew Jawah up into the wall. Randy Arms looking to pick up a spot. Justin L. Johnson, Jarrett Talmadge trying to get involved.
I don't see this being ending pretty. Drew Wall might have some words for Frimpong.
He's got to worry about the 33 of Justin L. Johnson all over his back bumper as well.
We got a driver update asking about James Jimmy Fillers.
He's currently sitting in the 13th position, up 5 spots from where he started.
Ooh, the 69 almost. Sorry, the 69 almost got up under Hunter Rupp. So much going on right now.
Make that James Jimmy Fillers car way down on the apron there. I believe that was the 29.
No, that was the 15 machine of Travis J.P. De Leon.
Way to hang on to that car. But Fillers now up 6 spots, though, into the 12th position, and just picked off Max Urek there.
Max Urek and his teammate Hunter Rupp making a few enemies in the LCQ. There was a little bit of chatter going on before the race, so if they ever get near each other, it's going to be a battle to watch.
Yeah, controversy advancing from that LCQ. Obviously, only the top 10 going to make it, so fighting for every position. Expecting a little door banging, some contact, but so far, so good for the first 13 laps. Thomas Green picked up a spot there into the 4th position. Got around Tyler Davala, the 2-time winner, looking very quick. The Massachusetts native. 13 filter time Chevrolet. Got Sartaj Man just ahead of him.
I was going to say, he saw that he got removed from the power rankings last week. First week off of the top 10. He's took it personally.
Admitted that road racing wasn't his favorite cup of tea, but back to the 1.5-mile intermediate tracks, where he did so well. Pick up his 2nd win of the season. Randy Arms with a very good run tonight. He's had to fight through some adversity in the first couple of weeks, had to deal with some incidents not of his doing. But he's now showing that true pace that we've seen him show on Tuesday nights. And he'll be slotting into that 8th position.
All right, man. Caution is out.
It looks like
Caution
there's
is out.
Caution out on the racetrack.
Oh, there's, I believe that is the 42 of Jarrett Talmadge.
Let's take a look back at it.
Oh, Jarrett Talmadge just got a little Mike Urek action.
This is off of turn number 4, coming to the front stretch. Looks like he might have blinked out. 42, that's Alex Chira through the grass. Let's take a look at what happened to the 42 machine here.
Oh, do you not draw that many cars?
Back it up just a little bit further, and he was blinking out all sorts of stuff through the tri-oval. This was right off of turn number 4. Looks like he got some help there from the 61 machine. That's how it feels to chew fruit stripe gum right there. Absolute chaos on that front stretch as a result. Numerous drivers involved. Alex Chira has to go through the grass.
And apparently some words being exchanged. Jarrett Talmadge's chat was disabled.
It's like Samuel Demien was potentially involved in that. It looks like everyone minus your top 3 gonna come down to take advantage of this caution here on lap number 16. Make that your top 4. Timothy J. Moore staying out on the racetrack as well.
That could be a spooky one. I believe believe Timothy was able to get around that wreck pretty cleanly.
And Dylan Herberton, Thomas Green, Tyler Davala, and Timothy J. Moore staying out on the racetrack. Sartaj Mann going to win the race off of pit road in 5th. Here on lap number 18. 5 sets of tires here this evening. So they're just a little bit short there on that first run. Got to average a little over 20 laps to get to it.
5 sets of tires and exactly 0 fast repairs. That could be not good for Jarrett Talmadge, depending on how that car looks.
Yeah, obviously this is their 3rd week here of the trial run for no fast repairs, but through the first 2 weeks, there looked to be a little bit of improvement on the on-track, I guess, conduct. Watkins Glen went way better than all these drivers expected.
How about we bring in our race leader, Dylan Herberton? What do you think about that, Max?
Yeah, coming to 1 to go here.
He drives for YJ, though. You know what? I'm bringing in Tyler, though. Tyler, how's your race going?
I'm pretty good so far.
Running up inside the top 5 or 6. What's the decision there to stay out? Trying to save a set of tires for the end of this thing?
Yeah, it looked like we only fell off about 2.5 tenths that first run. And I was put in the same box back in Fontana, and I came out on the wrong side of it. So I feel like we're going to have some yellows here. So hopefully we can kind of box the strategy.
All right, good luck, driver.
3 cautions, so good luck the rest of the way, sir. And
They drive for us, we can bully them.
Yes, we can. Move them in and out as well.
They know what they did when they signed that contract for $0.
On the restart, though, it'll be Dylan Herberton and Thomas Green. Tyler Duvall and Timothy J. Moore, the front 4. All stayed out. Green flag back in the air here as they work lap number 19.
Max, you're right. Did not get a good start there.
Herberton with a good start. Thomas Green through to 2nd. We'll see what Sartaj Mann can do on those fresh tires. 17-lap difference.
The 20 machine of Nick Miller making a really aggressive move. Try and get around people there.
Got 3 wide on these fresh tires. Best opportunity to make up positions. Nick Miller still a little bit wiggly there. We heard from these drivers all week in practice. Not a whole lot of fall off. We heard it in race as well from Tyler Davala. So let's see if this strategy works out. Brandon Bowers here side by side with Mark Frimpong. Actually, Justin Johnson, excuse me. Now he's side by side with the 66 of Hunter Rupp, trying to use that momentum of the middle lane. Pick up spots. He'll do that into the 9th position. Next up for him is Zach Amon, last week's winner of the Max's Carousel Concerns at the Glen.
Timothy J. Moore making a pass for 2nd.
And so far, this front 4 unchanged. So the old tires hanging on nicely. Still on pit road due to that incident. Jarrett Talmadge, Samuel Demien, Steven Valdal is 1 lap down, but he is back out on the racetrack. Dylan Herberton starting to build that gap up to 0.4 of a second over Timothy J. Moore.
Brandon Bowers making power moves around the outside.
He's using that middle lane very nicely. Gonna go right around the outside of Sartaj Mann. He's got those fresh tires right around the outside of Tyler Davala as well. 9th to 4th in 2 laps. Thomas Green comes up to block that run, but we'll see what he's able to do. It looks like he's going to block him even more. Bowers has the run off of turn number 2. Going to be looking to his inside as they head down to turn number 3. He's going to take that third spot away. Thomas Green tried to use Timothy J. Moore as a pick, unsuccessful in doing so with the difference in tires. But now it looks like these guys that pitted on lap 17 starting to come alive here. Inside of Timothy J. Moore for second, and he is clear.
I think Timothy just kind of gave him that spot. He kind of conceded it through the tri-oval.
He's only half a second back from Dylan Herberton. See how quickly he's able to close that gap. Looks like gains 2/10 there through 3 and 4. So you should expect him to be all over the back bumper of Dylan Herberton at the end of this lap. Further back, got some bump drafting down the tri-oval between the 66 and the 61 teammates. Hunter Rupp, Max Jurek, Magnus Anderson, Justin Johnson, all in the mix here, just outside of the top 15. As Brandon Bowers closes right up to the back bumper of Dylan Herberton. Gap now back down to 1 car length. Dylan sliding up a little bit on corner exit. Blocks a little bit entering the tri-oval, but unable to hold off that momentum. New leader here, lap number 27, Brandon Bowers. To the point here at Charlotte. And they had looked to pull away with those clean air and fresher
I think we're about
tires.
to be 3 wide. Nick Miller looking up out under Tyler, or not Nick Miller. McQuiggan was up under Tyler Duvall. Miller was on the high side.
Mark Frimpong involved as well. All this happening just inside the top 10. Thomas Green to Randy Arms. That's a pack of cars right there. Pretty much 8th to 14th under a blanket. Sartaj Mann now trying to charge his way up towards the front. Inside of Thomas Green there for 4th, trying to bring McQuiggan with him.
I think we're really starting to see the fall off of the old tires.
Yeah, they said there wasn't a lot, but over the course of a run, when it's this close, 17 laps, it eventually is going to catch up to these drivers. But Dylan Herberton doing a very nice job. Tyler Duvall has fallen back to 10th. Thomas Green went from 2nd to 5th. Timothy J. Moore has maintained in that 3rd position. So if these guys are able to maintain their track position until the next round of green flag pit stops, they might be onto something, but we'll have to see over the course of this run. Side by side here for 4th. McQuiggan around the outside of Thomas Green. He'll take the spot away. Bringing Drew Jawah and Randy Arms right with him. See the momentum on that middle lane. It's that 4 just powers down the back straightaway. Randy Arms getting a run as well. So looking like this middle to high line is what these guys are preferring to make passes, but once they get into clean air.
There's a battle back here with Tyler Duvall and Mark Frimpong. Frimpong tried to ship him up the track. Tyler not letting him have the spot very easily.
We'll take a look back, see what's happening just inside the top 20. Looks like we got a close battle here for 18th, 19th, and 20th. Max Jurek, Brandon Kiger, Hunter Rupp battling it out. Positions all over this racetrack. Devin Galvin involved as well. There's Tony Scarbo, Michael McElroy.
McElroy made his own league. Let's go.
These guys are putting on a good show. Almost 3 wide through the tri-oval there. There's Jonathan Dolly. This is right around the top 25. There's a 27 machine of Kevin Boley. He's up 11 spots. This pack getting very aggressive, very squirrely down the back straightaway, but Alex Chira coming on top of this battle here. He'll move up to the 20th position. He is up 13 spots. 3 wide just behind him. Interrupt the meat and the sandwich. 74 Dolly on the inside. The 95 Devin Galvin having to back out. Very respectful racecraft back here. Brandon Bowers is continuing to pull away on those fresh tires. Has a 2-second advantage over Joshua McQuiggan, who was able to get back around Dylan Herberton. So the fresh tires, the further this run goes on, will continue to pay dividends for these drivers. As you can see there, shortest way around the racetrack for Brandon Bowers. Very stable on the inputs.
No, Samuel
back straight
Demier
away.
finally coming back out.
Involved in that lap 16 wreck, trying to pick up every single position he can, being very respectful of the traffic around him. Knowing that there will be more cautions to come in a 120 lap race with differing tire strategies. We have a good battle going on here. For the 4th position, Randy Arms side by side with Herventon.
I don't know how good of that battle would have been when Randy Arms has fresh tires, or fresher tires.
Now he's trying to track down Drew Juwan and Joshua McQuiggan. All those three are on the same strategy. Herventon is leading the 4 that stayed out on those older tires. Good run here from Drew Juwan, who dominated the Daytona race a couple of weeks ago. Didn't get the finish he deserved. Much like the same thing at Auto Club.
Want to talk about a good run from Travis J.P. De Leon, currently P7.
Yeah, very good run for that 15 machine. He's taking advantage of those fresh tires as well. Decent qualifying effort for him as well. Qualifying inside the top 15, so he's side by side with James Jimmy Fillers.
I believe that is just a glitch, Philly Bean.
Yeah, that is accurate. Logan Brass. Oh, wait.
No, they're there. Jarrett Talmadge is even still in his box. He's just in the pits, so it's a glitch.
The only one not in the race is Dylan Failvich. Here comes Sam Demien back in for an unscheduled green flag pit stop. James Jimmy Fillers with a heck of a move, heck of a block from Dylan Herberton. He's going to get shipped right up the racetrack. Fillers did not take kindly to him blocking on those older tires. Travis De Leon going to pick up a spot as well.
Like, I'm going to have to protest. You can't be treating our car like that.
Chipped him right up out of the groove. 15 is going to soar through as well. Good car control, though, from the 36 to hang on to that machine. Fillers looking to get himself inside the top 5 here with those fresh tires. Timothy J. Moore now leading the drivers that stayed out on those old tires. Look at Travis De Leon up into the 6th position. Having a great run, getting pushed down the front stretch from Timothy J. Moore.
They're about to be battling on them old tires.
Sartaj, man, hasn't made up as much progress as we thought. Actually dropped to 9th. So kind of got passed by a couple of his fresh tire runners. Now he's under pressure from Mark Frimpong. That's Kenny in the 82 machine way up the racetrack. Might have made some slight contact with the outside retaining wall.
Thomas Green coming in.
Yeah, Kenny Stennis able to avoid big damage, but Thomas Green, yeah, he'll be the first of those guys to not pit on lap 14 to come in.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution out on the racetrack right as he comes down to pit.
What is it for?
Yeah, don't see what would have caused that at the moment. We're trying to take a look here. Interesting. We'll keep looking. We don't see any incidents out on the racetrack. Yeah. Let's try and find out here for you. I don't see.
I don't see anything. I've gone through the entire field.
So it looks like we got a debris caution, and the entire field going to come back down to take advantage of those fresh tires. Thomas Green will get the wave around here. Looks like it was a Zach Scare, actually. Might have been forced into the outside wall. Let's go back and see if we can find this. Go back and take a look at this here. Justin Johnson, the 43 machine, Mitchell Bagley, the 82 of Zach Scare. It's definitely caution worthy. The 33 getting turned across the nose of the 82. 3 wide. Actually, Zach bounces off the wall and comes down into the 33 of Justin Johnson there. Good recovery to not make it a bigger incident.
I feel like it would be kind of hard to say that it was definitely caution worthy, but it's definitely a bang bang call.
Definitely had a car facing the outside retaining wall.
That's why I say it's a bang bang call, brother.
You guys saw that. Called that one out. But it'll be Brandon Bowers winning the race off pit road. Randy Arms will be third, right behind James Jimmy Fillers. According to Christopher Bell, that was the wrecking ball Ross Chastain's caution there. Ryan Tiller understands.
I don't know how much I trust Ryan Tiller's opinions.
Thoughts on WrestleMania? Let's get into that.
Night 1, fantastic. Night 2, I waste of time.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting.
Would our producer like to speak his mind and have it heard?
I did.
Awesome.
I said
Night 2
dumpster fire.
WrestleMania.
Dumpster fire. Night 2 was bad.
I didn't watch either night. I followed the highlights, so I'm speaking from a purely ignorant standpoint here.
Mike used to literally just get into my game chats and Google wrestling results just to make fun of me. He's not a really good friend. How's he doing
My
right
only
there?
Michael McElroy sitting back in what is currently, I believe that's the top 20 spot for him.
Hey, it's still top 20.
Drew Juwan also sped on pit road under caution. So he'll be back down way out of the order.
Stop making, stop being mad. WWE's making people pay attention. There was nothing to pay attention to. It's as if WrestleMania didn't happen. It's the same result.
Guys,
All right,
don't argue. I'm not reading chat.
I'm not arguing.
My next thought, give John Cena the title. Give him all the titles. That's all I got for you.
I'm muting everybody. We're just enjoy the race, guys. Crank it up for the rest of the race. Here we go.
Honestly?
We're out of action. Yeah, lap 45. We're calling it quits. Crank it up the rest of the way.
Can't be any worse than what we've said so far.
Brandon Bowers, teammates on the front row. Team Jughead. They have not had the finishes that they have deserved with the speed they've brought, but Brandon
Why
Bowers
did Thomas
qualified.
Green hit? Again.
Might not have been able to finish that entire pit stop with the caution coming out. But Brandon Bowers, James Jimmy Fillers, your front row. Team Jughead, finally up where we expected them to be. How about Kevin Boley in the 14th position? Kenny Stennis as well. Saw him up in the wall. He's 13th. Coming back here for the restart, the 11 and the 10 front row, 25, 36 second row, 69 and 18 make up your top 6. We're going to crank it up here for you as we get back to green flag.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're already wrecking on the restart. I believe that was that Dylan Herberton?
It's still in Herberton.
Just got loose on that restart.
He put it on the outside wall and kept it there. Good on him, but
He'll be down all the way to the 35th position. Oh, and he's going to get a little bit of contact there. 4 wide almost. Timothy J. Moore made contact with James Jimmy Fillers. Brandon Bowers is going to scoot away from all this mess. Tyler Davala, Travis DeLeon going side by side. Sartaj Mann, Randy Arms. So they're all trying to make up spots here on this restart.
Caution
Tyler going to
was
get
thrown.
squeezed out and caution out on the racetrack. Take a look at, maybe take a look at what happened here.
Oh, it was Daniel Pereira got turned.
Daniel Pereira, the 61 of Max Urek, heading off into turn number 1. Oh my goodness. Let's take another look at that here on board, maybe with the 61 machine. Epic save from the 30 fuller Daniel Pereira to not turn it right back in front of the field. Let's take a look here. Off into turn number 1. Looks like the 61 just tags him hard in the left rear. What a save as the field scatters to avoid. Definitely could see some drivers calling caution as that 34 was dead sideways through turn number 2, but heck of a save from the 34. So our third caution of the night will come out on lap number 47. Cautions breed cautions is right. While we got this break in the action, let's take a minute to remind you here of next week's race as we head to the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Chicken Nugget Combo 100 in honor of Joshua McQuiggan for what is sure to be a barn burner of a race. And that is definitely Save of the Week candidate right there. Daniel Pereira might have just won himself an award. Probably would rather have 4 fresh Goodyear tires instead, but all publicity is good publicity. But it looks like at the moment we're going to have 35 cars on the lead lap. Jordan Miller and Steven Valdala are going to be 1 lap down. Definitely Save of the Week. I would go ahead and give him to him right now. The only man out of the race is Samuel Demien. Dylan Filvich never took the green flags. The 39 car started here this evening. Jarrett Talmadge still running in 38th as well. We're only going to be 11 laps away from halfway here. Give these guys a lot of credit, though. Definitely can tell outside of that lap 17 caution, these guys have taken notice of the no fast repair rules and have raced a whole heck of a lot cleaner this week. Drew Joie has spun onto pit road. So that's an interesting development. He sped on pit road last time under caution. Yeah, that's what we aim to do, Zach. No worries there at all. Got to check every angle. Got to see who done it. Does Drew Joie have engine damage? Let's, what is... He has, yeah, not Drew, just, no, go take a look at Drew Joie. Oh my goodness, we got to take this back. Coming onto pit road and, just not sure what happened.
Oh, his pedal had to have gotten stuck.
Here we go. Yeah, back it up a little bit more. Hang on. Here we go. He's blinking out, but he ran straight into the yellow barriers. He's blinking out, but he ran right into those yellow cones on pit road, blew his engine. He said he's got to go. So something must have come up, but interesting way to go out. Boys at the shop will be unhappy with that one.
And while we have a minute, I just want to remind everyone to head on over to raceaffinitylive.com for more information on how you can help our Race for a Purpose. This year's purpose being, of course, the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Please head on over to raceaffinitylive.com for more information.
Already raised over $1,300 towards the $2,000 goal. I believe we have, correct me if I'm wrong, 1 or 2 more spots available for naming rights, or are we all sold out this year?
I am under the belief that we have lost, or we have all spots filled for every race this season, and that's an unbelievable kudos to the team behind the scenes, and also to you guys supporting us out there watching. So thank you all.
Yeah, we do have season-long naming rights available still,
Or even just full advertisement rights. Like, just get your name out there like Admin Box does.
That's right. Can include you in promotional materials and also on the broadcast and lower thirds. You can contact us via direct message through any social media outlet, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Race Affinity.
or if you just want to donate to a good cause, it's also an option as well.
Ooh, there's some checkups on the backstretch.
We got a McQuiggan for a W pick here. He's currently sitting in the 8th position, so
Oh, we
has a
never got to
decent chance
pick
at
our.
it. Yeah,
know.
picks to win. Give me Randy Arms currently sitting P5. He's shown some serious speed here on these long runs.
I'm gonna go with Thomas Green. He's won 2 already. Like, he currently at the back. He should have a green. Fresh set tires. We're going green.
Yep, everyone's pretty much here on the same strategy now in terms of pit lap. Obviously, a little bit. The only thing that's going to differ is some of these guys going to have different sets of tires as we head back under the green flag. Brandon Bowers will lead off into turn number 2. Mark Frimpong jumps up to that 2nd spot. Timothy J. Moore, hot on his heels in the 3rd position. Sartaj Man looking outside of Nick Miller. That's the battle for the 4th position. Randy Arms waiting if something happens. Travis DeLeon right around the outside of Tyler Davala. 15 and 14. This is for 8th position.
McQuiggan was loose there out of 2.
We kind of pretty much have 3rd through 9th under a blanket.
Davala trying to get back behind De Leon.
Yeah, the battle for the race lead here. Mark Frimpong practically pushing Brandon Bowers off into turn number 1. Side by side for 3rd behind these guys. We'll be approaching halfway here in 6 laps. Still plenty of time for these guys to make their moves. Definitely had some comers and goers here as Nick Miller has joined the top 3. He is up 26 spots. Zach Almond's down in 16th position. Thomas Green's down at 21st. So definitely seeing some movement here. As the racing purists like to say, comers and goers. Mark Frimpong with a run out of turn number 2.
Bowers into the wall.
That'll be all the encouragement that 18 needs to send it off into turn number 3. Side by side, no longer. Put the 18 of Mark Frimpong up into the lead. Nick Miller coming with him. Here comes Randy Arms as well. It's a train right around the bottom side of the racetrack.
He's getting the Dylan Herviton experience when he put himself in the wall.
We'll see what this 18 machine can do in clean air. Yeah, but how about Mark Frimpong would be the first to tell you that 2 weeks ago at Auto Club did not have the race that he would have wanted to. Involved in several cautions. Buckled down, though, had a solid result at Watkins Glen last week. And now here leading the race as we approach the halfway mark. So decisive improvement from that 18 machine.
Big word there, though. I was going to say, as halfway, he's probably made some enemies through potentially causing some of those cautions. So we'll see when it comes to the end of the race.
As we approach halfway here, let's go ahead and get ready to crank it up for the first time this evening. Oh, he's loose off the bottom, hits the apron. Here we were going to crank it up and said, watch this. Nick Miller's going to be all over him for the race lead, looking to the high side of the racetrack. Side by side for the race lead here, lap number 58. What kind of run can Nick Miller get off that high side. Down the back straightaway. Looks like he's got a great run down turn two. Put Nick Miller up to the front.
Now I believe we could probably go next time by. Crank it up.
See if Nick... We're going to crank it up here, lap 60. We'll see if this battle for the lead reignites here. Great battles for the race. We've had 3 lead changes in the last 10 laps. And these guys are certainly going for it. As the top 5 separated by just 1 second.
Bowers has fallen like a rock. I believe he's...
Mark Frimpong trying to close the gap back. Randy Arms looking for some grip up top. Trying to get a little clean air on the nose. Your top 3 separated by 2 car lengths as we're going to crank it up as they come out of turn number 3 and 4. Nick Miller still able to hold on through the crank it up chaos that we normally bring to the racetrack, but the rest of the field did as well. Got some side-by-side battles. First up would be Sartaj Mann, Joshua McQuiggan, Brandon Bowers. Several guys trying to make up spots here as we're about, let's say, roughly 10 or so laps into this fuel run. For some of these guys, 15 for the rest of the field. Kind of a decisive split between lap 42 and lap 48. Actually, that's 15 to 20 for a lot of these guys. Sartaj Mann able to pick up the spot from McQuiggan.
Yeah, it looks like we might have found a way to get rid of the crank it up curse. Just announced we're doing it a couple laps ahead of time. They'll get them crank it up jitters out of the way early.
Evan Galvin and Dylan Herberton going side by side. This is the battle for the 15th position. Settles out as Galvin able to take the position. 36 trying to recover from spinning those tires on the restart. Doing a nice job of it so far. Mark Frimpong made that slight mistake through 3 and 4 a handful of laps ago. Slipped back to second, but he's not letting Nick Miller pull away only 1 car length. Randy Arms in third, 3 car lengths back, sitting right there in case something happens. Looking like Travis DeLeon and Tyler Duvall are going to be side by side here for 7th. Magnus Anderson coming right with that 14 machine as well. Using that high side. Put Tyler Duvall into the 7th position. Hunter Rupp cracked the top 10. Good race so far for him. He's up 6 spots. How about Alex Chira in the 12th position? He's up 21 spots. He went through the grass on that first caution. He's using these long runs to get that 3 machine further up the field. Brandon Kiger looking very racy in that 85 machine. Trying to hold off Devin Galvin while getting around Dylan Herberton. Kenny Stennis going side by side with Jonathan Dawley. Tony Scarbo in the 76 machine. With Kyle Ritchie all just inside the top 20. Brandon Bowers has somewhat...
We're 3 wide.
Just ahead of Bowers, Kenny Stennis, Jonathan Dolly, and Kyle Ritchie, as just previously mentioned. Kyle Ritchie trying to brave it around the outside, contact made. He barely keeps it out of the wall. He's going to keep his foot in it. Look at the 76. Takes all 2 spots.
Dolly almost getting turned too.
42 at Jarrett Talmadge blinks out. He can't believe what he's seeing.
What a drive from Richie to pick up those spots after almost getting put in the wall.
Just keep your foot in it. Everything will work out just fine. Somehow keeps it off the wall. The 74 and the 81 get too low on that apron. The 76 is playing Freebird around the outside or something. It's flying. Very great move
No
there.
contact
For the 76.
between Max Urek and the 81 of Kenny Stennis.
Just behind the 81, 61, trying to save it. Stennis able to continue on. This will be 50 laps to go next time by. Got some great racing right around the 30th position. Let's go ahead and take a look. Zach Scare, Mitchell Bagley, Daniel Pereira on board there with the 82 machine, the 8 of Jordan Miller. These guys are going for it. I believe that's Daniel Pendergrass in the 12 as well. This is good stuff all the way back through this field. Back at the front, it's Nick Miller from Randy Arms. Who's gotten around Mark Frimpong for second. Has a great run down turn number 2. And had a peak as he entered turn number 3. We notice there's 25 has had great long run speed. Showing it again here tonight. Only 1 car length back from Nick Miller. The speed zone.
He's taking around the outside.
Doing a very nice job trying to get that same run this lap. Might try a crossover here. Nick Miller had a good run on the bottom side of the racetrack. There goes down to defend his position. Now looking to the inside. They switched back. Nick Miller on the top. Randy Arms on the bottom. Half a car length advantage to Randy Arms. Coming to the line. If this was the last lap, it'd be Nick Miller by 100th of a second. See how good that 20 is on the top side of the racetrack, though. Still side by side.
Someone is stopped. There are 2 cars stopped.
I believe that's the 89 of Logan Brass, slow on the apron. And the 43 of Mitchell Bagley.
Oh, they did. They wrecked through the tri-oval, I believe.
2-car incident at the back of the track, though. They kept it going. 43 up into the outside wall. This was a long developing wreck. But now Randy Arms was battling for first. Might fall back down to third. Mark Frimpong getting pushed along by Timothy J. Moore. Mark Frimpong back into that second position. Nick Miller looking very vulnerable for a lap, but went to that high side of the racetrack, found some more speed. 45 laps to go next time by as this race is flying by. Only 3 cautions thus far. As Joshua McQuiggers enters this 5-way battle for the race lead.
McQuiggers? I didn't expect you to pronounce his name like that.
Joshua McQuiggan. You can see the
Thank
chicken
you.
nuggets on the back of his car. Race next week devoted to him at the Bristol Motor Speedway. For the Chicken Nugget Combo 100. Randy Arms almost getting right back into the 69 there.
2 machine of Alan Bird trying to be up and out of the way.
He sees 5 leaders coming like a train on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll get right away to the wall. These front 5 have drafted away from the rest of the pack. Randy Arms trying to go back to the high side here. He's under pressure from McQuiggan, though.
Oh, he's going for it. Steven Valdalla's slow on the bottom trying to pit.
William Bowman running in the 30th position. Just ahead of him, Zach Scare. He's up 7 positions after getting put in the fence through a miscalculation on the front stretch on his part. Just ahead of him. Look at these top 3 and then 4th and 5th all over each other. As we are approaching green flag pit stops here in the next handful of laps. We'll see who blinks first. Your top 5 all last came in on lap 42. The first man that came down on lap 48 is Thomas Green in 11th. So he'll be one to watch. Battle for the race lead. Frimpong trying to go to that bottom side. Nick Miller with the run on the high side with help from Timothy J. Moore, drafting him down the backstretch. Frimpong will try again. Has a great run through 3 and 4. Squeezes himself off the nose.
I wonder if
New
this
leader.
is just plays to try and be, the first car on pit road. I thought he might have just tried to stuck him to the high side and, go whenever he wanted.
Mark Frimpong, new leader, lap number 80, under pressure from Timothy J. Moore. We got a great 5-way fight on our hands for the race lead. Bowers was originally the leader on this restart before getting in trouble on the front stretch, nailing the right side of the car to the outside wall. He has fallen back all the way outside of the top 20 to 21st. Still a 5-car breakaway at the front, separated by 9/10 of a second. And if we can complete these last couple of laps for green flag pit stops, it's going to be crucial getting on and off of pit road. It'll be a 4-tire stop for everybody since they've reached the limit of the fuel run. Not a whole lot of fall off. No reason to cycle. No reason to take 2 here, in my opinion. You've gone through an entire fuel run. Michael McElroy looks like he's going to be the first of our lead lap cars to blink, the Crew Racing driver. Zach Scare, so this is planned from Crew Racing. McElroy pitting from the 20th position. Zach Scare pitting from 27th. So definitely trying to get an advantage over some of their direct competitors. 4 tires in fuel for the 83. No issues there. Same thing for Zach Scare. No speeding penalties. Got to be mistake-free as we're inside of 40 laps to go.
I wonder if we'll see any auto fuel shenanigans this week. Green flag pit stops might not have a chance to, go in and fix it unless they fixed auto fueling.
We heard from a couple drivers, namely the CMS boys, last couple of weeks are kind of getting screwed over from some auto fuel shenanigans that did not fuel the car. Looks like Randy Arms is in for his pit stop. First of our lead 5 to come in. I believe that is Brandon Kiger, the 85, in. Brandon Bowers is in. Max Urek. And Alan Burr in as well. So we have reached green flag pit stops here for the first time tonight. Looking pretty stable for everybody. Who's going to be able to nail it. We expect Randy Arms to be in contention for the race lead here. Let's see what the leaders elect to do next time by. Mark Frimpong, Timothy J. Moore, Nick Miller, and McQuiggan all stay out on the racetrack. So Randy Arms is going to have the benefit of fresher tires trying to do the undercut. We will come back to these guys later on in the run, though. So the strategy game starting to play out here a little bit. Travis Daly on in for his stop. James Jimmy Filler's in there as well. Jordan Miller, Logan Brass.
DJ Moore going for it on the outside of Mark Frimpong.
Battle for the lead yet again here. Side by side, McQuiggan coming back up, catching. This is intense racing as we're trying to get green flag pit stops completed. We know the 69's not going to pit from that second lane. Frimpong staying out again. This is playing directly into
Nick
Randy
A. Miller in.
Yeah, Nick Miller in. Joshua McQuiggan in as well. Jonathan Dolly in and out as the rest of the field comes in. There's Tony Scarbo, Max Urek, Hunter Rupp in.
At this pace, Frimpong and Timothy Jim Moore, they will have the freshest tires come the end of the race if we make it to the end.
But how much time are they losing by battling each other, by staying out on the racetrack?
Exactly.
Randy Arms is up to 17th. He is 40 seconds behind these guys.
Like, how much traffic are you going to have to go through?
Alex Chira's in, Sartaj Mann, Zach Amon, last week's winner, is in. They could be just trying to assure themselves that it is going to be a one-stop race. Trying to give themselves some buffers for potentially 3
Here
green,
comes
white
Frimpong
checkers.
and Moore.
Frimpong will win the race onto pit road. Both pretty stable entrances there. Let's go to Randy Arms, see where he's going to come out here. He's currently 12th. Just went and unlapped himself. Trying to deal with some lap traffic of his own, though. This could definitely slow things up for him. But Thomas Green staying out longer than anybody, as well as Dylan Herviton and Justin Johnson. Maybe
Thomas
hoping
Green,
for a caution.
What, 6 laps later?
Timothy J. Moore, he's out of his box, heading down pit road. Randy Arms is out of turn number 4. And it's going to be no contest. Put the 25 to the lead of the race here. Getting around Mark Frimpong as well. It's going to be a 5-lap difference on tires.
Thomas Green's in, too.
And roughly just over 2 seconds, Nick Miller has hopped up into...
Thomas Green missed his box. He was too far forward.
So Nick Miller has jumped into what is going to be net second. And Mark Frimpong will be net third as they cycle through to the race lead here. 5-lap difference on tires, though. We heard there's not a lot of fall-off, so with this clean air, we'll see what Randy Arms can do. He's got 1.75 seconds to Nick Miller with a 3-lap difference on tires, and then a 3-second gap to Mark Frimpong with a 5-lap difference on tires.
I think the only difference this would make is if we get a couple laps, you know, or more laps into the run for the guys who pitted early as opposed to late. Long run speed, I don't think it's really going to give them that much of an advantage. I think Frimpong and Timothy J. Moore might have potentially thrown it away waiting so long.
Yeah, Timothy J. Moore, he did not get on and off of pit road as well as Frimpong, and he is 5.5 seconds back. He'll need a caution to get back up there. But I'll be interested. Nick Miller, 1.75 back. That gap has pretty much stayed the same. He's got 3-lap fresher tires. Be interesting to see what kind of inroads he can make. Because he's going to get the benefit of 3 laps. So it's not a lot, but it's something. And with 28 laps to go, it might be a 2-car show. There's also the chance that Frimpong catches Miller before he catches Randy Arms, and those two start to battle. So a whole lot still to be determined here. Just inside of 30 laps to go. Everything to play for. Nick Miller started to make a couple tenths of a second inroad, 1.7 to 1.3 over the last 2 laps.
I think it might come down to a 4-car race. I think Timothy J. Moore just didn't execute at his time of need.
We'll see here, though. It's going to be about taking care of those tires. We know there's not a whole lot of fall-off, but you still can't push them as much as you'd like to. We know Randy Arms has got great long-run speed. He could be just looking after his stuff. But Nick Miller definitely closing in here as we are approaching 20 laps to go. Gap inside of a second now. But how hard does Randy Arms fight when he gets there if he continues on this pace? Because at this point, we know that Nick Miller's pushing that race car a little bit harder than some of his competitors. Yeah, 3/10 quicker that last lap. He's gaining quicker than Frimpong is, and Frimpong has even fresher tires than him.
I think this really comes down to Nick Miller is sending it. I believe Randy Arms is saving, so he can put up a fight.
You get to me, get in my dirty air, and then I'll just take off down the road. Not have to worry about Frimpong, who's kind of maintained at that 3-second gap. and quick enough second back off of him. And Timothy J. Moore, 1.7 back from him, hasn't gained any time. So definitely costly. And gap now down to half a second. He's going to get that draft down the back straightaway as well. But in Nick Miller's mind here with 3 laps difference on tires, you say, you know, the fall off hasn't been this bad. It's a lot lower than other places. I can push for 5 to 10 laps, and then that 3 laps will come back to him and we'll be pretty much even. You know, so that's what he's thinking in his mind. These 5 laps of pushing to catch up to him aren't really going to change anything for me.
Still puts him in a dogfight to get around him.
Yeah, gap now down to 2.5 car lengths, 24 laps to go.
Especially if Randy Arms just holds it to the bottom. We've seen the high side be faster, but that high side's going to start taking your tires.
But how hard do these guys battle, or is it a battle? Does Nick Miller continue on this charge and drive away from this 25? 10th look at that last lap. Gap is 1 car length, and he has closed that gap down to nothing, down the back straightaway. Going to take a peek to the inside here. Look at the difference in speed.
Randy Arms not defending at all.
Was Randy Arms trying to fight back, but new leader, 22 laps to go, Nick Miller. Mark Frimpong, gap now down to 2.6 seconds. How much do you squabble if you're Randy Arms? Because if you do, Mark Frimpong will be right there with the freshest tires out of any of you. So this is going to be important for Arms to not only let him not get away, but you're going to find a way back by him. Dylan Herberton dropping down the order. But the gap, he's not gotten away. It is 1/10 of a second still between your top 2. 20 laps to go. While all that's happening, the field kind of getting spread out here, but we got a great battle for 11th. Kyle Ritchie, Brandon Kiger, and James Jimmy Fillers. Separated by about 0.2 of a second. Thomas Green in the mix as well.
Is that a Michael McElroy top 15?
Sitting in 14th right now. Travis De Leon running in 15th as well. Alex Chira involved in that first caution. He's looking very racy again, almost 3 wide on the front stretch.
Ryan Tiller says the 20 of Nick Miller's right in the trap that Randy Arms has set. We'll see if it's a trap or if he's just got the tires.
Yeah, 20 laps to go, though. Gap is increasing between your top 2, 0.3 of a second. Do have lap traffic ahead of these guys, though. We'll see how that impacts anything.
And Frimpong was 0.3 faster that lap.
Now down to 2.3, so Randy Arms might be saving, but you hate to get yourself in that position to where you have to pass somebody that thinks they're quicker than you. Nick Miller very well maybe.
Oh, Kenny Stennis into the wall. These lap cars are racing in front of the leaders.
You got to think of the mindset here. We're 18 laps to go. It's coming down to crunch time. Nick Miller's not just going to give up the spot, you know. So it's going to be pretty aggressive driving to try and keep that top spot. And that's going to bring Frimpong right on these guys. But then you're in the top position. It's like, he got to me. Do I defend now? And then you have the same thing happen. It's a tough spot to be in.
It doesn't help when your leader's getting held up by left traffic.
Kenny Stennis just ahead of these guys. You on the wall, stay out of it. That is the 8 machine running the low line.
8 machine of Jordan Miller. I don't think there's any relation to Nick.
Yeah. If there was,
no.
And Randy Arms just stuck 2 by 2. Jordan Miller, for some reason...
He's trying to get out of the way. He is trying. I think he finally realized what happened, but that is
going to kill the race time of that 25. He's only got 1.4 seconds to Nick Frimpong, or Mark Frimpong, excuse me. So now you have to catch back up to Nick Miller on older tires while also defend from a guy on fresher tires behind you. Nick Miller passing the 82 there of Zach Scare. This is an impressive feat if Nick Miller can hang on here. He just pushed from the time he got those last set of tires on. But Timothy J. Moore not able to make the inroads that Nick Miller was. Has sat in that 5th position, has only made up a couple of tenths in that 69 machine. Bowers back into 10th. He was running down as low as 23rd after smacking the front stretch safer barrier, so good to see him have a solid top 10 day. Trying to track down Thomas Green just ahead of him. His teammate, James Jimmy Fillers, just behind him in 12th. Got a great battle here between McElroy and Alex Chira for 15th.
Oh, we got lap cars 2 wide in front of Frimpong. I know he's not liking that.
Yeah, again, Kenny Stennis and Zach Scare. He was tracking down Randy Arms, was the quickest man on the racetrack. He's running out of laps, though. He's got under 2 seconds, but Randy Arms is not closing back in on Nick Miller. Nick Miller got that clean air, and he is gone.
Yeah, Randy Arm 2/10 slower that time by. He's
Like
really got to start putting it down.
But he has those 3-lap older tires, so maybe the fall off over the course of an entire fuel run, those 3 laps meant something. Timothy J. Moore trying to put Joshua McQuiggan under pressure. This is the battle for 4th.
Jordan Miller contact with Timothy J. Moore.
That'll allow McQuiggan to scoot away. Yeah, it's Randy Arms maybe waited a lap too early to pit. He's going to be under serious pressure here from Frimpong, only 0.8 of a second ahead. But Frimpong actually lost 0.2 to our race leader, so it's looking good for Nick Miller here.
Timothy J. Moore into the outside wall out of 4.
He's going to lose time to McQuiggan. He's got 3.5 seconds to Tyler Duvall behind him, so should be able to hang on for a top 5. Randy Arms now 1.7 back, so Nick Miller came out of the pits with those 4 fresh Goodyear tires from the drop of the word go, from the drop of the jack. Ran him down, got around him, and just flew away. Frimpong going to have to close up 2.2 seconds.
Ryan, I think you might have jinxed your boy. Because them tires are not holding up right now.
He's drove a great race regardless, though. Started top 5, has ran top 5 pretty much the entire night. Definitely the best result of the season. Well deserved. But we need a caution here in the last 9 laps.
Hey, why you guys say that?
I'm just saying, it is possible with the amount of laps.
You're putting it in the air. Stop it.
I did.
Don't do that.
They've been very respectful. I believe in their ability to get it done here. Yeah, but Frimpong's going to have to find a way around Randy Arms and then try and close in 2 seconds. So the house money all on Nick Miller at the moment.
Timothy J. Moore has once again caught back up to Joshua McQuiggan.
Got a great battle
make
here.
it stick.
Just inside the top 20 as well. Justin Johnson, Max Urek, Tony Scarbo. 18th, 19th, and 20th. Timothy J. Moore closing in on McQuiggan yet again.
He's got the run. Going to the outside.
It's the battle for 4th. McQuiggan gives him just enough space. Gonna get the run off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Looks like he'll have it. Gonna get the draft off of Frimpong ahead. Of note, Timothy J. Moore was closing in. He actually is one of the quickest cars on the racetrack. He was the quickest car on the racetrack last time by. A little bit too late to start making those inroads. Could potentially get a P2 out of this if Randy Arms and Mark Frimpong start to squabble, though. It's within a second. But right now, it is all Nick Miller. Started in the 29th position. It wasn't able to get a qualifying lap in. But as he seems to do every week, knows how to use this car well on the long runs. Saw him fly through the field at Auto Club 2 weeks ago. Came home with a solid finish again last week at Watkins Glen. Ended up, I believe, with a P3.
This has got to be just some of the worst things a lead lap driver sees. Steven Valhalla trying to make up ground, I guess, on... Oh, Timothy J. Moore
Frimpong into the inside of Mark Frimpong. That's going to be the caution. Coming to 4 laps to go. Got into the left rear and hold everything, folks. Frimpong hard into the outside wall. Rolling back down the track, Tyler Davala. And Frimpong just... Cars destroyed, rolling off across the racetrack.
Why is he trying to move on an active racetrack? Your car's destroyed.
Let's take a look at what happened. We had mentioned that it was possible. Timothy J. Moore catching him. 69 has a better run through the middle of the corner. Just drives into the left rear.
Just doesn't lift for some reason.
Oh, but then the 18 gets hit again from Kenny Stennis. But right here, just needs to hold the brake. Does not do so. Well, let's take a look. Can we get the far chase look on that 69? Let's take another look at that and just want to see if there was a gap there. Let's go all the way back here. Let's just see. Don't think there was a car length off the bottom for him to stick his nose in, but you can tell he was falling back off of Randy Arms. Didn't really wrap the bottom. No, there's not really a space there, I don't think, to fly into. But contact is made. Steven Valhalla, nothing he could have done. The 18 flying back up the racetrack. Kenny Stennis gets into him. And at this point, just hold it up near the wall. But Tyler Davala, absolutely nothing the 14 could have done there. But this will reset the order. Alex Chira and Dylan Herviton going to stay out on the racetrack. This is going to completely reset the order. Brandon Bowers with a 2-tire call. And Nick Miller, the first with 4, so he's going to have to pass 3 cars. As this has completely flipped the race upside down. The Affinity Racing Series overtime rules are as follows. 3 green-white checkered attempts, with the 3rd attempt being the point of no return. No matter what happens, we will race back to the finish under green flag conditions if the entire field wands it up. In turn 1, the leaders come 3, so very well be it. That was the field's choice. National Championship update in basketball from Corbin Simmons. UConn's already up 12. Least shocking thing I've heard tonight.
By the way, go Tigers. Lady Tigers, that is.
Oh, boy. Yeah, LSU winning the
Women's
national championship. Got a driver update redemption from our boy Andrew Tenold.
I'd gotta guess that you can't pick an entire team. It's driver updates.
Yeah.
He's getting Dolly. Hold on.
Jonathan Dolly, he's running 20th right now, up 7 spots from where he started. I'll give him 1 too. Devin Galvin running 23rd, up 15 spots.
I was gonna pull Dolly up, and I'm like, wait, no, it's a green white checker. Probably shouldn't do that.
Let him get the head speeds correct. But 2 guys staying out on much older tires. This is going to be interesting. I got Brandon Bowers in somewhat of a solidarity with him. He's on 2 tires. But they have to get back to the white. They have 3 attempts to do it. And as we saw in the F1 race, if you stayed up late to watch that, a restart with 2 laps to go usually doesn't end well.
Let's all keep the words of Randy Arms in mind. He said in race chat, let's not lose our minds here. Been the best race this year.
I hate to tell them they're going to lose their minds. I really hate to do it, but they're going to lose their minds. It might not be for the lead even, but they're going to be wrecking for 28th. I guarantee it.
But do remember next Monday, please join us live for the Chicken Nugget Combo 100 Bristol Speedway. Boy, that's going to be a lot of fun. These guys around Bristol is going to be...
Yeah, but could you imagine them around Bristol dirt?
Let's not go there. We're just not going to
gonna
do
go
that.
there.
Yeah, Nick Miller, what would have been the deserved winner in regulation distance here tonight. First man on 4 tires. You know he's going to send it because he's like, this was my win. They wrecked behind me. Herberton, I don't know what he's going to be able to do on those old tires, though.
Like, there will definitely be some blocking. Someone's going to get turned. There are going to be feelings hurt. It's going to be a fun race.
Yeah, Brandon Bowers took 2 tires. Alex Chira, I'm very curious to see what he can do. He's been right around 15th all day. Does not have race-winning speed, but he's been consistent. And now he's going to be up here with a bunch of hungry drivers behind him. We'll see if they can even get started. These top 2. They could very easily spin their tires. No, Bowers did take 2. He was on pit road for 9. He was in his box for 9 seconds, so 2 tires and fuel. Lights are out on top of the pace car, though. First attempt at a green-white checkered. Pace car will make that hard left-hand turn. And we will be underway here. From Alex Chira, chose the top. Dylan Herberton, your front row.
Green flag.
They do not get going well. Bowers makes contact. Dylan Herberton's going to lose it in front of the field. Just like we said, Brandon Bowers gets clipped. Hunter Green involved. And there goes the entire field. Just like we thought would happen. Devin Galvin through. Thomas Greenrack. Daniel Pereira. I believe that's the 61 machine stopped. 34 spins, getting back up to speed.
We Nick not Miller. Look at that one.
That was a rough one, boys. We knew it would be. We did not agree with our...
Don't show that car. We need a different paint scheme on that car.
He's gonna. I mean, all right. So here's the situation. He's gonna get a shot from Bowers because he's not gonna restart as well. You can't put that one on Bowers though because you restarted on the older tires. You know what's gonna happen. So and then they just try and I mean, that was as predictable as the sun rising and the sun setting. I'll give Alex Chira some credit for not wrecking the car, but now
he's got a big decision to make here.
He just saw what happened.
Driver chat has been disabled.
I mean, it's definitely I can 100% understand the frustration. That I mean. If you're going to stay out on old tires...
Oh, we've got Hunter Rupp? What are you doing?
If you're going to restart on those older tires, you have to hold the car under your own power. You're going to get a shot from the second row. Like, you just have to expect that. Predictable as Roman beating Cody. You hate to see it. Oof.
One of these days, I'm banning him. Just ban the word Roman from chat.
Can we ban them from chat real quick? Can we get a mod?
We'll disable our own.
Yeah, you know what? No one has chat anymore. How does everyone?
No one talks but us.
Nobody.
You know, just end the stream. We won't see how the final 2 restarts play out.
Alex.
Because he's got 4 fresh tires.
If I would have just let that sit there on that screen for about 5 more seconds, it would have been even better. I swear I transitioned to the end screen.
So here, I'll respect Alex Chira for committing to this strategy, right? I can see that. All right, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. If he doesn't get a good restart here and gets run over and brings out a caution, I'm gonna mock him. Going to mock him.
Is that the same thing you would do to a coach that goes for it on 4th down?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
fair enough. Then there you go. Then there's no difference. Then you know what?
No,
Play
it's,
on, player.
you know,
Let's get
yeah.
it.
You make a bad call, you deserve to be mocked for it.
There you go.
I mean, how you gonna let Zeke's last play as a Cowboy be as a center? That's a bad call. You gotta mock it, right?
Ugh, yeah. Let's talk
Art,
about the
you would know.
Cowboys. Let's do that.
Like, Art, you would know about that, right?
Get out of here.
Bad call deserves to be mocked. How about Tony Scarbo avoiding all this chaos? He's up 12. Spots Jonathan Dolly trying to crack the top 10. Mark Frimpong falls to 12th after that wreck. Tyler Davala, who hit the 18 after not holding the brakes, will
Yeah,
be
that's what I've been
13th.
dealing with. Our driver's been a little talkative about the driver starting right in front of him.
Brandon Bowers still in the race, all the way down to 26th, though.
Yay! Hey, at least he's still here.
But didn't, again, not the finish he deserved. We'll be getting back to green flag racing next lap. For our
Wiggins
second
got a
attempt.
real shot at this if he doesn't get stuck behind Shira.
Yeah, but Nick Miller, you got to think, again, is the favorite here. He's going to be restarting on the same row as Chira with 4 fresh tires. McQuiggan
Randy Arms is right there, too.
Randy Arms has a shot at this. Magnus Anderson has cracked the top 5. Hunter Rupp, Kyle Ritchie, Brandon Kiger.
I mean, all this talk just for us to restart again here in about 2 laps.
Yeah, we have completely flip-flopped the order here. McQuiggan is going to be stuck behind the 3 machine here. So that inside line might just explode here. But this is good news for Nick Miller. He's going to just sail it off on the outside. The only thing Alex Chira can do here is go incredibly early, try and get clear of Nick Miller, and hope. This is his only hope, legitimately. He's not winning this race under any circumstances if we go green.
He'd have to play the most dangerous blocking game of all time.
He has to hope that he's got to leave incredibly early, get clear to turn 1, hope that the field explodes behind them, so he restarts in first again, do the exact same thing, and then hope that second gets cleaned out from third. He's not going to have the tires to hold on. He's just trying to finish better than 15th, 16th, which I can respect, but he's got to get through the restart box. He's got please no punterito on his car. He is begging to be punted off of this racetrack with this strategy call.
And who better to punt him than McQuiggan?
He is begging for it. I understand what the strategy is, but with 3 green white checkered attempts, you are putting yourself in for a potential world of heartbreak. But here we go. Lights are out on top of the pace car. Going to be taking that hard left-hand turn down pit road. Alex Chira, your race leader. Through the Geico restart zone.
Green.
There he goes. He gets a big one.
Gets a better start than Herberton did. He will be cleared down to turn number 1.
We're 3 wide. We're wrecking.
And we're spinning right around the 12th position. Caution is out. Mark Frimpong and Jonathan Dolly, the drivers involved.
What is Frimpong doing?
Looks like 34 involved. Let's take a look.
It was 18, 74, and 14.
Daniel Pereira involved again. Both cautioned in the green white checker. Nothing the 34 could have done. What in the world?
What happened with Pereira?
This is after the caution. Zach Amon and Devin Galvin. Let's just take another. You could back that up again. Yeah. And here we go. Watch that 70. Well, we got 2 different incidents here. What in the world?
What?
So that's the 95 and the 74. Let's go back and look at Frimpong's incident here. So we got 2 simultaneous incidents here. Looks like Davala might take it 3 wide.
Davala goes under, but Frimpong comes down. Frimpong comes down trying to make it 3Y on the 59 in front of him.
And yeah, Frimpong just takes a left. Hooks the 74 in front of Davala.
I have no idea what Davala was doing down there to begin with, but
The initial contact was started by that 3 wide coming down onto the 74. So a mild incident. They don't. Well, the 34 actually, I don't think he hits anybody.
I mean, it doesn't matter if the 14 was going bottom 3. Frimpong just turned in on Dolly.
Yeah, Davala had nothing to do with that. The contact with Davala happened after.
Yeah, we're point of no return. You talked about it. Chira got the big lead. Field exploded.
This is what Chira needed. It makes sense on one attempt. So actually now this strategy has worked out very well for him because I don't see him going back to like 15th or 16th. He could easily get a top 10 out of this. Frimpong having to pit, Dove and Galvin will as well.
Honestly, we just need to start blaming all these on rush testing.
Yeah. So to reset the order, there'll be 29 cars on the lead lap here, I believe. And then on the racetrack, we still have 32 out of the 39 that started. Yeah, but you can't assume anything. Because he was going to get a 3, like he should have had a 3 wide call there, regardless.
I mean, he's got to know that Chira's going to go early.
We'll see what lane we expect Chira to take the bottom again. McQuiggan's going to have to do something a little bit different. He's going to get stuck behind that 3. Again, I still think it's Nick Miller's race to lose.
I think it's Nick Miller's race to get wrecked out of.
That's also possible, too.
We invite you guys to head on over to raceaffinitylive.com to... what was I saying? Oh, yeah. To support our Race for a Purpose, which is St. Jude's Children's Hospital. RaceAffinityLive.com and on social media platforms at RaceAffinity for more information.
Well, I'm just going to say, we get to a point of no return. The field deserves what they get at this point. You have to do one lap around Charlotte. You went 85% green. 3 cautions in regulation. So at this point, whatever happens now happens. It's on the drivers. Same thing as F1 and NASCAR. If you want to send it off into 1 6 wide, wreck yourself out of the race, you're free to do that. But there'll be consequences, I'm sure.
So. Our admins, or the admins for ARS, are going to be having fun tonight and tomorrow.
But lights are out on top of the pace car. This will be the final restart of the evening. Alex Chira takes the bottom. Nick Miller on 4 tires. Everyone in the top 10 on 4 tires besides your race leader. Yeah, I don't know. I think the high side has a better start unless Chira spins his tires and turns up into the outside. He was fine on that last restart. Let's see what he can do on this final one. If he doesn't spin his tires, then I expect the outside line to fly around him unless he throws a block. But we're just going to see.
The space that McQuiggan is giving Chira.
You know, McQuiggan is going to back off here, try and get a run into turn number 1. Doesn't want to be right up on him. He knows he's going to get a little bit of wheel spin.
Yeah, I think you'd want to be a little bit closer than that.
Let's see here, though. Pace car is off for the final restart of the night. Alex Chira going to lead us down through the Geico restart zone
Green
one
flag, green
final
flag.
time. He's going to go early, gets a decent restart for the situation that he's in. Nick Miller going to drop down into second. McQuiggan needed to be there. We'll head off into turn number one. He's going to see these 4 fresh tires from Nick Miller pay dividends immediately. They'll be side by side down the back straightaway. Chira in the wall. Nick Miller almost gets wrecked. Here comes McQuiggan, going to get hip
McQuiggan!
checked. Down to the inside wall. Randy Arms makes it through to second. The entire field wrecks. We'll have to take another look at that. But our focus is with the top 2, Randy Arms and Nick Miller, the 2 quickest cars on the last run. White flag in the air. 1 car length separates your top 2. What does Randy Arms have for this 20 machine? On board here, Nick Miller using the bottom side of the racetrack. Randy Arms uses the high side, trying to get momentum to set up one final move into turn number 3 and 4. The gap is 1 car length. What does Randy Arms decide to do? He's going to send it in. He just
he shows him
barely comes up
respect.
short. Nick Miller runs up the high side, though, gets a little tight. Side by side at the line, they get loose. Randy Arms is going to spin to the line and give it to Randy Arms. What a finish.
Oh, I hate to say it, but I think it was netcode that sent Arms loose. Like, that's not
The
intentional
netcode
at
coming
all.
to the line. We know Randy Arms wouldn't do that. They both got bobbly and wiggled to the line.
I was going to say, if Randy Arms wanted to wreck him, he had the run through 3 and 4, and he
Back
lifted.
it up. But look at this. We thought it was race over. He came up a little bit short, didn't get inside of him. No contact is made. Out of 4, the 20 gets a little tight. Down to front stretch. They're both loose. He comes down into Randy Arms. And I use the term comes down very lightly. Nick Miller got loose out of 4. He headed down the racetrack. No contact was made whatsoever with Randy Arms, and Randy Arms just shoots up into him. What in the world? Let's go on board here. There's no contact made. And Randy Arms just gets shot up like a pinball into him. Nick Miller will finish second somehow. But neither of those drivers did anything wrong. But Randy Arms will burn it down. Let's take a look here. Can we go back to that white flag or incident with McQuiggan? Let's take a look here. Let's back it up. Oh my goodness, what a finish.
Gyra top 5, by the way.
So the strategy paid off for Alex Chira. Yeah, but McQuiggan is destroyed.
Christopher Pender, P7.
Now here's the incident, I think, with McQuiggan. The whole field wreck, because let's back it all the way up to the initial contact. Let's get the far chase view and see what happened. It might have been more netcode, but yeah, but Chira trying to clear, or Miller trying to clear Chira. Contact is made. Yeah, back it up again.
That
Miller,
was a weird one. Why did Miller come down so far?
Miller was lucky not to get
Oh, 'cause
turned
he's-
by Chira. He got back it up a little bit more. Back it up a little bit more. He was lucky to not get.
Arguing with our producers.
But he's lucky to not get right hooked into the wall, and he's just trying to get off the wall. But he's just trying to.
Nope.
Because Chira hits Miller. That's what's going to start this whole chain. Almost right hook, so Miller's lucky to even finish second. He's into the wall. He's trying to get off the wall. McQuiggan is pretty much holding his line. I mean, he comes up a tiny bit at the very end. But obviously, in this situation, Nick Miller came down off the wall more than McQuiggan came up. I mean, that is obvious to see there. But there's your race winner, Randy Arms. Let's go back to that Nick Miller on board off of the wall. It's the same incident there. We just need to go back to see if McQuiggan and the Nick Miller one. We're trying to unravel all this, and then maybe after that, we can take a look at what happened to the field. Yeah, let's back this up and get a Nick Miller on board. Give you all the angles here for what is a thrilling finish for the Congenital Heart Defect Awareness
I know we've
180.
got a lot to look in, but we're gonna have to get to these interviews at some point.
But yeah, I mean, he took a right there, though. The car just kept coming down off the wall. And then the field behind him, let's take a quick look. As just the entire field piles in. McQuiggan, Bauer, Sartage, Mann, William, Bowman. Let's see officially what kicked this off. They were actually wrecking behind that, actually. That's Tony Scarabeo. Let's take a look. That was two different incidents. Oh, that's... no, hang on. Let's back this up. Interesting. Get it on a different driver. Is that... who is that? Is that Kiger, the 85? Just an absolutely incredible finish. We're trying to piece through what all happened here. Herberton gets turned. This is a... It looks like Timothy J. Moore might have got into Herberton bouncing off the wall, but Tony Scarabeo is going to have contact ahead of this anyways. Yeah, here we go. McQuiggan was going to have that race won until he didn't. Up ahead, though, who is that right up ahead there? Justin Johnson into the outside wall. Tony Scarabeo involved. That was the 85 of Kiger as well that spun down to the apron. Oh my goodness. And I mean, that's just a whole back half of the field, a big one. Only the front six made it through. Well, let's go ahead and get your race winner in here. Randy Arms. We know you've been pretty quick in our Tuesday night league here. Had some unfortunate circumstances first couple of weeks here, but you finally got to break through on these long runs and show your true speed. Came up a little short there on that last green flag run. Obviously, the caution with 3 to go reset everything. And just survived the first 2 restarts. And then, obviously, on that final one, you see McQuiggan and Nick Miller get into it. And then off of turn number 4, you have the run. And just talk me through what happened coming to the line.
Well, I haven't really went back and watched it, so I ain't gonna say a whole lot. But seemed like, I mean, I felt like I gave room. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if he hit the wall or if he tried to side draft. But yeah, that was a great race until 3 to go. It seemed like then, you know, shit kind of hit the fan. But yeah, but I mean, that was the best race we've had all year. Just shows how good, or say, these races can be if we can just get to a green flag pit stop each week. I think we can have some really good racing. Just gotta have some people calm down, just a little bit. But yeah, just hung around up front all day and got some breaks there on those last 2 restarts, and then had a chance there at the end. And I don't know if the 20 just kind of overdrove it going into 3 on the last lap, thinking I was going to get into him or what, but he kind of got tied off for 4 and just had a drag race there at the end. And I think I might have finished upside down. I don't know.
You finished in some kind of way that's not what we're used to seeing here. But yeah, absolutely, like you said, it looked like a little bit of netcode, unfortunately, that kicked off that coming to the line thing as well. But he did get a little tight, came down trying to side draft, and he hit your car when he wasn't even close to you. Is what we saw on our end. Obviously, it's going to differ from each person, but
Oh yeah.
like you said, a great race. We had a green flag pit stop. We had some decent sized runs. Just obviously with that caution, 3 laps to go, they took a page right out of the F1 playbook and the Coda playbook, all going there. Well, the first one wasn't even anything other than just 50 lap old tires. They didn't hold up on the restart,
Yep.
so the strategy call didn't work out there. Just yeah, with green white checkered point of no return, they're going to go for it. But
Oh yeah.
base race of the year for sure. I saw some multiple battles for the lead under green flag conditions. You had like a 5-6 way battle there at one point. Didn't really know who was going to take it. Your boy Ryan Tiller was supporting you the whole way. Said about
Okay.
halfway that you were going to take it, and You
Wow,
did, so
that's
I
a
don't know.
bold.
Yes, it was.
That bold.
Yeah, but finally able to break through in a big way here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway here this evening. And a fantastic finish, one way or another. Fantastic in a
Yeah.
certain way. Um, but yeah, before we let you go, anyone you want to shout out or say hi to for the broadcast?
Yeah, just I mean, I know so these races haven't been great, all year. I think we got some good guys in here, and we got some that aren't so great. But if we just people just gotta calm down, and so that's all there is to it. We just got to race like we have 120 laps, not like we have 10, and I think we could have some good racing. So I just want to give props to all the admins trying to deal with all this all year. I've been an admin or say in leagues, and it's not fun. I mean, and especially when you're having the issues that we're having over here. So, or say just big props to all of them for trying to keep things under control and try to keep things going. It's, it's really easy to let a league get out of control, and then the next thing you know, there's three people showing up. So, yeah, just thanks to them, and thanks to you guys for putting on these broadcasts. And so, like I said, on the Tuesday nights, you guys do a fantastic job. So, can't wait to go back and hear y'all's call for the end of this one. I'm sure it was probably pretty good.
It might have peaked out though because I yelled so loud. So we'll see if the audio even was able to capture it. But yeah, I
There we go.
completely agree. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Oh, yep. So, thank you.
Let's go ahead and here with our second place finisher, Nick Miller. And I know second's no consolation for what that last little bit of the race was going to be like for you. Drove away under that last green flag cycle. Was able to survive the first two green white checkered restarts, and then on that third one, almost got turned into the outside wall by Chira on old tires. Able to hold off there. A little bit of a contact with McQuiggan, and then coming to the line side by side, and Netcode decided that we would have sparks flying through the air, people upside down, and just kind of a flip of a coin there. So just wasn't your night in those last 50 feet, unfortunately, due to completely outside of your control. But obviously, a third place last week at the Glen and a second place here, definitely cementing your status as one of the quicker guys in the league, and a win surely should be coming soon for you.
Yeah, we'll win one eventually. I thought we had it here tonight, and it ended up wrecking with me coming to the white. I'm not sure if it was on purpose or not, but kind of the rest of the race kind of sucked after because we didn't get to turn one until two green white checkers later.
Right, obviously the first one being caused by old tires, just spin the tire on the restart. Second one was just I don't know, it was right out of the F1 playbook and the Coda playbook from a couple of weeks ago. But I guess you'll have that now with the green white checkers. But either way, still, I mean, great race. We didn't know if you would be able to make up that 1.2 second gap after the last green flag pit stop with a 3 lap difference on tires. Not a whole lot of fall off, but not only did you catch Randy Arms, passed him and drove away, and it was going to be your race to win without that caution with 4 laps to go. So remarkable speed displayed on the short and long runs here tonight. It came up just a little bit short due to some net code.
Yeah, I feel bad for McQuiggan. I didn't try to hit him there. I was just trying to get off the wall, and I think my rear end just tapped him barely.
Right. Yeah, it was crazy last little 2 laps there, but it happens sometimes. But nevertheless, a great race from you again, and I look forward to seeing what you can do next week.
Yep, don't even know where are we at next week.
Bristol,
Oh boy,
real Bristol, not Bristol Dirt.
that'll be interesting.
Yes, it will. Um, obviously, I think we'll have a vote after everything settles down here tonight, and we'll vote on the no fast repairs. So we'll see what happens going into Bristol. But sure to be an exciting one either way.
Yep, can't wait.
Absolutely. Well, good luck next week, sir. Let's go ahead and pull your third place finisher, Magnus Anderson.
Yeah,
First, how we doing? First time podium interviewee. Started in the 14th position. It's here this evening and kind of just rode around trying to survive, avoid all the chaos. Was kind of just up and down inside the top 20 all night. And like he's done a couple times already this season, made a late charge through the field and avoided all of the chaos in those last three green white checkers and comes home with a third place finish here this evening.
Yeah, we that long run speed in the car was good. I just realized that, you know, I can let him go and I can pass him 20 laps later into the fuel run, and just kind of went off that strategy, and it was fast. I felt like I was the fastest car on old tires, you know, 15 laps into the run all the way into the time that I needed to pit. I was closing on everyone in front of me. Um, Hate those green white checkers, man. I'm not a fan. I wish that race would have finished under green. But P3 is always good. Just want to shout out my boy McQuiggan. Unfortunate what happened to him, but you know, he'll get at it next week. He's always fast. But overall, I think it was a good race. You know, we had a long green flag run, which is something we haven't really had. So it was nice to see. It was refreshing. Sold engine number 7 definitely was sending it.
Absolutely. Good to show speed on the long runs as well for the 1.5 mile tracks. So definitely going to be a confidence builder for you and your team as we head further on into the season.
Yeah, we need to. I need to just help out my team members and kind of get them back up to speed. We got 2 of them in through the LCQ, but I want to get all of them in. And I think if I would have just kind of done more practice this week and kind of figured out that strategy, because I don't really practice for these. I just jump in and go. So I think hopefully we can get Jordan and Ryan and Logan and get them all up in the front. Hopefully get them all in the top 15, you know?
Absolutely. That is the goal to move forward as a team. So a well-earned 3rd place here tonight, sir. Congrats.
Thank you. Thanks for broadcasting, guys. You guys always kill it, so appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to seeing you next week at Bristol.
Yep. See you, boys.
See you. All right. So not sure if anyone was aware, 10 minutes before this race started, we had a massive outage on our broadcasting software. So we're actually streaming through Brandon Richard's point of view here tonight as the producer. So massive shout out to him for making this possible, even having our graphics up. He was too lazy to update, so that's why we even did it. But you know, we updated the last version, didn't work, so he had not yet updated, and he was on the stable working version. So I don't know. No.
I 100%
Wait, but yours
updated,
worked?
but I was
Yours
prepared, and we actually broadcasted the LCQ without issue. And then I'm here to carry you guys through another broadcast, so no big deal.
Oh, whatever.
Right.
So yeah, part of the deal is you got to do some team interviews here with us, though.
Well, I don't want to do any. Just plug it, and we're gonna get off the air before we have to pull in that other 29 car.
Technically, we're only contractually obligated to do podium interviews, but if you got it,
I mean, we're just gonna pull everyone in here and let them talk. How about that?
All right, cool. Stream ending screen.
No, this is not a good idea.
That's not a good idea.
All right, hello everybody.
Hi guys, not on the podium.
So all right, here's the deal. We had a massive outage with the broadcasting service. When Richard's streaming for us in place, we don't have a prayer of doing this. We're wasting his time. All right, so everyone gets 30 seconds. How was your race? This is how we're doing it. We're going to go down the order that I see them in the Discord. All right. Chris Pinder, 30 seconds. How was your race tonight?
Obviously fantastic. Biggest mover 2 weeks in a row now.
They're not.
No. I got a timer here, Richard.
All right. Well, we're arguing those. You didn't get it last week. They're probably not going to give it to you again, but
yeah, well, it doesn't matter. They hate me. It's fine.
Yeah. Just
Jimmy Moore is clearly more likable than me.
Right.
Lie detector determined that's a lie.
All right. Let me pull up my timer here because Richard's paying. I don't know.
Go ahead. Take next guy.
All right.
Oh, what the?
Dylan Herbiton, how you doing tonight? How was your
Not
race?
here.
Hey.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Dylan, explain that restart.
That restart was me trying to get everything I could out of the car because I was on old tires and I had a guy with fresh shoes right behind me. Try to jump it. Yeah. So I just love how people are getting all butthurt about it and whatnot after everything that.
I'm butthurt about it.
happened at Auto Club and everything on the last lap, but we'll just move on like I did when that thing happened and go from there.
All right, excellent. All right, James Jimmy Fillers, your race tonight, 30 seconds.
Ran a good race, got behind on tires, made it back up there, got wrecked because we got Superman in here. Also, I tend to apologize when I mess up, but about half these guys don't, and they just act like you're the problem when they're the ones that ended up causing the wreck.
Jonathan Dolly in the 74, how was your race tonight, 30 seconds?
Depressing, exciting, depressing. Yeah, a lot went wrong, a lot went good. He finished well though, so I'm not going to complain about it.
All good there. Joshua McQuiggan in the 29 machine, your race, 30 seconds.
That inside wall hurt. My feelings got hurt, and the wall in my bedroom got hurt.
Ooh. Angry teenagers.
You know what we're doing? We're doing interviews like this every week. This is way better. All right, Kevin Bowley in the 27. How was your race? 30 seconds.
Fucked.
No shot. No. Oh no. All right. Magnus Anderson, we already talked to you. Don't get Dill interviews. Timothy J. Moore.
Go 3 baby.
No. You don't get another one. Timothy J. Moore in the 69 machine. Your race, 30 seconds.
We hit about everything but the hot dog stand tonight. So, you know what? We did good. We battled hard, and 5th, 2nd, 23rd, whatever we finished. We did a good job, and I'm sorry that Mark ended up getting wrecked towards the end, but I don't know what to say. I run someone down from 3 seconds on better tires, and it's whatever. But you know what? We'll move on. That same thing happened at Auto Club, but it's getting old.
Shut up.
Travis DeLeon, your race, 30 seconds.
Okay, your passion is coming off as erratic.
Right, well, you walk my brain for 5 seconds and just be like, dude, can't handle it. Unplug this bastard. Yeah, because it fires in a way that is, maybe not from this particular terrestrial realm. If I'm bipolar, aren't there moments where a guy like crashes in the corner, like, oh my God, it's all my mom's fault. Shut up.
That's all I gotta say.
All right.
Have a good night. God bless.
Sir. Tyler Duvall on the 14. You got to follow that up in 30 seconds. What can you give us?
I don't know how I'll follow that up, but we're fast, and we hit another car hard, and it was chaos.
Oh, that was a terrible follow-up.
It's all right. We still love you. William Bowman in the 23. You are the last one here tonight to be interviewed. 30 seconds. What can you give us to close it out? That wasn't him, for the record.
Dylan, for the record.
That's about what I got, though. Yeah, it was fun till the end. So,
William, I don't know if he knows this, but
impatience, but
he is my favorite ARS driver. I don't think he knows that. But I appreciate him way more than I appreciate any of you guys, especially most of the ones that are in here.
Well, you need to ask him why he hasn't been betting on you then.
All right, fellas, you've all reached your allotted time. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll be back to our normal yell at us for 5 minutes and no one watches. But, we'll get that next week. All right, fellas. We'll see y'all at Bristol.
Good night.
Good night.
And God bless.
And a Merry Christmas to you as well. Get out, Dolly. There you go.
All right, let's go through your race results here. And we'll call it a night in a very unique style of broadcasting. Randy Arms over 0.2 of a second over Nick Miller flying through the air. Magnus Anderson rounds out your podium. Jonathan Dolly rounds out your top 10. And Alex Chira with the big old strategy call rounds out your top 5. As we go through the rest of the list, hopefully your favorite driver was on it towards the top of the list. Yep. Tony Scarbo, Brandon Bowers, all the way down to 23 cars on the lead lap here. Devin Galvin, first man, 1 lap down. And then all the way down to the 39th place car of Jarrett Talmadge. Or actually, Samuel Demien. My apologies. Talmadge got back on the racetrack. Dylan Felovich not able to be here this evening. And that was the Congenital Heart Defect Awareness 180. Again, our thoughts here. From YJ Media and the Affinity Racing Series go out to Matt Tatum and his family as they dealt firsthand with this condition. Losing their daughter Charlotte to this, I believe, a couple years back. So big shout outs to him and his family for stepping up to donate to get the naming rights for this in honor of their daughter, and just racing for her here tonight. Hope we put on a good show for you. I know you had to work. I would have quit naming something after my child not getting able to race, but I understand it. And again, we can greatly appreciate your donation for a great cause and bringing awareness to this. Richard, Art, any final thoughts here tonight for the race?
I hate green white checkers, and I'm trying to remember the name of like it was the McNuggets combo 180 next week. Something.
The chicken nugget combo 100 in honor of
That's
Joshua McQuiggan at Bristol next Monday night.
LCQ at 7 p.m. Eastern, raceaffinitylive.com. I believe myself and McQuiggan will be on the call, and I'm sure I'll be consoling him after this week for the next 7 days. So looking forward to it, man. Thank you guys so much for doing this too.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
for
for
saving our
stepping
bacon.
up, yeah.
We literally were going to do this just no graphics, no nothing, just you just see the cars and no additional information. Would have been pretty terrible. So thank you for coming in and saving our bacon last minute. Actually got pretty comfortable with it as we went on, and I think we delivered a high quality show.
I think it really was. The racing was well. The finish was crap. I think I think ARS is going to continue to get better, especially with you guys too. So let's keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. YG Media will be back in action, hopefully with working graphics tomorrow night, Tuesday, for the LSRL boys. Their round of 8 finale, and then hopefully we're still working out on a schedule, but this Friday to kick off another season of the Ride Car Truck Tour. So we to be determined on that. But be sure to check out all the socials for us and for the boys over at Definity Racing Series, LSRL, and Rod Car to not miss a second of the on-track action. That'll do it here for us tonight in the booth. Again, congratulations to Randy Arms, your winner here this evening.